The love of Mawla affects my heart in a way known only to the one who is aware of it. The inner reality of the Ali of the time is not the same as his outward forms. The allusion to offspring, one from the other, means that after the father comes the son. One entrusts the essence of the other when the body and the name have to change. Khaki Khurasani. On this historic day of Mawlana Shah Rahim al-Husseini Hazar Imam's Takht-nishini, he will formally ascend to the throne of Imamat as the 50th Ismaili Imam. The ceremony will be attended by Jamaati leaders and the global Jamaat, who will be gathered in Jamaat khanas around the world to watch the ceremony live for the first time in history. The Takht-nishini will be the Jamaat's first opportunity to pay allegiance or bay'ah to the newly installed Imam of the time and to hear his first farman. In the Shia tradition, the Imamat is passed on from one Imam to the next by way of nas, which refers to the prerogative of each Imam to designate his successor, just as Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his progeny, was divinely inspired to declare the Imamat of Hazrat Ali, peace be upon him, at Ghadir Khum, upon divine command. Throughout history, Ismailis have pledged their bay'ah to the hereditary Imam of the time, which is the acceptance of the permanent spiritual bond between the Imam and his follower or murid. This allegiance unites the Jamaat worldwide in their love, devotion and obedience to the Imam of the time. The Holy Quran refers to the pledging of bay'ah in the time of Prophet Muhammad. Indeed, those who pledge allegiance to you, O Prophet, in fact, they pledge allegiance to Allah. The hand of Allah rests over their hands. Surah 48, Ayah 10. For Ismailis, the Imams are the inheritors of the Prophet's authority. Thus, bay'ah is pledged to each Imam of the time upon his accession to the Imamat. During the Takht-nishini, this pledge will be offered to the Imam by Jamaati leaders with the following words: I pray Khudavand accepts our allegiance and loyalty to you as our Pir, Murshid and Imam. The Imam will also be presented with various insignia of office. Insignia of office have played an important ceremonial function as symbolic expressions of authority in diverse Muslim traditions. For the Ismaili Imamat, these insignia of office are traditionally associated with the Prophet and the Imams and signify the spiritual relationship between the Imam and his murids. The passing of insignia from one Imam to the next symbolizes the continuity of the office of Imamat, while recognizing the authority of the Imam of the time as the holder of the office. Various insignia of office that were previously presented during Mawlana Shah Karim's Diamond Jubilee Homage ceremony will be presented to Mawlana Shah Rahim. These include a robe, chain of office, signet ring, the Holy Quran, the Ismaili Constitution, an inkwell, a ceremonial sword and a parasol of fabric. The khilat or robe will be placed on Mawlana Shah Rahim's shoulders to signify his accession to the Imamat. The style of robe that the Imam will wear was introduced during the Golden Jubilee of Mawlana Shah Karim. Its colours are historically associated with the Imams based on the ceremonial robes of their ancestors, the Fatimids and the Qajars. The gold chain of office is placed around the Imam's neck, symbolizing his authority and the allegiance pledged to him. It also signifies the continuity of the Imamat, which stretches back for 14 centuries, with each Imam forming a link in an unbroken chain. The signet ring will be placed on the Imam's finger, which is used as a seal to sign communications to his murids. The Holy Quran represents divine guidance, based on the Prophet's declaration that he was leaving behind the Quran and his progeny. For Shia Ismailis, the Imam of the time is the authoritative interpreter of the faith. The Ismaili constitution, the current social governance instrument of the community, is also presented as a symbol of the Imam's authority. During the ceremony, it is anticipated that Mawlana Hazar Imam will sign a constitutional instrument in his name. The sword is also among the Muslim insignia of leadership. The most famous sword in Islam is Dhul Fiqar, which was passed on to Hazrat Ali from the Prophet. The ceremonial sword symbolizes the Imam's role in the defense of the faith and its values, the protection of the weak, and upholding of justice. The inkwell symbolizes Islam's emphasis on the intellect and knowledge in the service of society, particularly in the Alid tradition. The parasol is made of fabric matching the Imam's garments and is a symbol of the Imam's canopy of protection over the Jamaat. In many Muslim empires, including the Fatimids, the parasol was carried above the ruler's head during processions as an important symbol of sovereignty. The display of standards and banners is also traditionally part of the repertoire of Muslim insignia of leadership and authority, dating back to the Prophet. The Imam's insignia includes a personal standard which has an updated crest for Mawlana Shah Rahim. The Nasheed al-Imama is an anthem in praise of the Imamat, also signifying the Imam's authority. In a tradition dating back to the Fatimids, ceremonial robes of honor are also bestowed on the Imam's family and individuals in recognition of exceptional service. The leaders attending the ceremony include members of the Ismaili Leaders International Forum, or LIF, which is made up of the presidents of the 22 national councils and other appointed leaders. The chairman of the LIF, Wazir Malik Talib, will submit an address of allegiance and loyalty to the Imam on behalf of the global Jamaat. During the ceremony, there will be devotional recitations expressing the Jamaat's love and devotion to the Imam from 5 different traditions of the Jamaat: Afghanistan, Iran, Syria, South Asia, and Tajikistan. Ya Ali Khub Mijalis, a munajat from the South Asian tradition that describes the enthronement of the Imam, has been updated to reflect the Takht-nishini of Mawlana Shah Rahim. The Takht-nishini ceremony of Mawlana Shah Rahim is a momentous occasion in our Jamaat's history, marking his ascent to the throne of Imamat. It is to him that each one of us pledges our bay'ah out of love and devotion, and it is from him that we receive love, guidance and support.